In a studio in Paris, electronic music pioneer, composer and record producer Jean-Michel Jarre is ready to share with Music Voyage his ideas on making music. He has a large collection of rare instruments, many of which became popular among other musicians after he used them in his concerts. When he meets the Music Voyage team, he starts by reminiscing about China.
My relationship with China is still very mysterious to me. It's like a never-ending love story. It started, I've been the first Western musician to play China. I did in 1981 some concert in Beijing and Shanghai, and I think for both sides it became part of our own history. And then I always interest for Chinese culture, Chinese music. Chinese music is full of textures and colors, very subtle, sometimes more subtle than even Western music. And I love this kind of subtlety, also as a contrast to play with more dynamic rhythm or more violent rhythm we can have in modern music these days. So this kind of combination always interested me a lot. And I've always been interested in the relationship between space and music. And then I decided to dedicate my new album to this idea, and starting at the composition level, right at the beginning, to start not in stereo, but to start like exploring space with my musical ideas.
Nostalgia, though, is not his thing. He recently launched his virtual reality world, Oxyville, in the metaverse. There, through his custom-built avatar, he performs his latest album live in VR, providing an immersive experience for a worldwide audience. When he puts on his headset, our Beijing team is ready to join him.
Finally, we meet each other in this wonderful Oxyville.
Yes, I'm really happy to welcome you in my hometown, Oxyville. And as you can see, it's quite a beautiful place.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Shirley.
Wow, that's very magical. JMJ, I know you are very good at creating and presenting performances in front of like pyramids. You have several Guinness records. You also have a VR concert in Notre Dame. But now in metaverse, I still want to hear your original aspiration of creating such a wonderland. Why metaverse?
Actually, this whole idea came from my new album, Oxymore. Is about like a journey with 11 different tracks, 11 different songs. And I said it could be nice to imagine a city, a music city, made of broken parts of old synthesizers and electronic instruments. And every district of this city could be one track, the decor and the environment for one different song. And the beauty of it is actually I can play in front of a real audience, and at the same time I can play also in front of, in the metaverse, in front of the avatars, virtual audience. There is a social dimension to metaverse. The fact that wherever you are, for people who are isolated, for geographic reasons, for reasons of handicap, they can be connected with us at the same time in a place like this. And it's a beautiful opportunity that technology offers to us these days.
Love and peace. You have all these architectures composed of the broken parts of the early stage of electronic music equipment. I think that's kind of way you pay tribute to electronic music. And also I have learned that you also pay tribute to some of your friends like avant-garde, Pierre Henry and Pierre Schaeffer, and who said music is not only about notes but also about sounds. So today almost every band are using that technique. We know sampling, we know how sampling has changed our music industry. So given this opportunity to define the language and grammar for the 21st century's electronic music, what kind of words would you use?
What's very interesting, Shirley, is actually it's always technology which is dictating styles. The same for electronic music. In the middle of the 20th century, you had some great musicians in France called Pierre Henry and Pierre Schaeffer, and they were the first one to think about music not only in terms of notes and in a classical way, but saying with noise we can do music, and we can mix the sound of a bird with a clarinet, or the sound of an engine from a car or a bicycle, and mixing with percussions. And this was quite crazy at that time. But if you think of it, it's a major contribution to the way we are producing music these days, because these days, whatever you do, hip-hop or rap or techno or pop, we are all using sound effects, mixing noises, sounds into our music. So in a sense, these guys, almost 1 century ago, they were really visionary and defined the way we are producing music today. What's very unique in my new album Oxyville is the fact that it's the first album conceived entirely and composed entirely in multi-channel, binaural, immersive sounds.
Multi-channel and binaural format, it's amazing. And also just to let you know that this time our CGTN's Music Voyage project, we went to Guizhou province in China's southwest, and we also took some samplings like birds chirping, the rushing water of the waterfalls, and the howling of the wind, and people singing and babies crying even. We try to combine all these samplings into the music making. That's the beauty of music, and that's the beauty of notes and sounds. So what's your next plan in China?
Yes, I really would like to share with the Chinese audience soon my new album Oxyville in 360 degrees, and also to be able to share with the Chinese audience what we are doing at the moment, Shirley, and to do a concert in the metaverse. And now it's time to join me on my musical voyage in my metaverse in Oxyville.